Team knows every second counts, especially in baseball. 1 second you're down, the next you're on top again. 1 second the bases are loaded, the next everyone's home safe. And when it comes to your home, 1 second you feel safe, and the next something goes wrong. But with ADT's 24/7 professional monitoring, you still do. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com/Marlins or call 800-750-0647 today. For license information, visit ADT.com.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Miami Marlins fans, we celebrate every victory together. But when life throws you a curveball, whether you're injured at work, hurt in an accident, or facing a disability, you need a team that knows how to win. At Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia, we fight for you in personal injury, workers' compensation, and disability cases. With decades of experience, we make sure you get the benefits and compensation you deserve. Let us step up to the plate for you. Werner Hoffman, Greg, and Garcia, where Miami's injured find their strength. Call us now or visit wernerhoffman.com. Let's win this together.
Hey, it's the Good Greek Spiro, and when it's time for your next move, trust the brand the Miami Marlins trust. The Good Greek, as the National Mover of the Year and Florida's most preferred, Good Greek will make your move a home run every time. Whether it's across town or across the country, trust America's best mover to get you there safely. Schedule your move today at goodgreek.com. The official mover of your Miami Marlins and National Mover of the Year, Good Greek.
Good Greek, moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball. Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins, and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. With the 10th Inning Show, here's the voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Well, we came into tonight expecting a pure pitcher's duel. Sandy Alcantara, the 2022 National League Cy Young Award winner, against Tarek Skubal, the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner. What we got was an 8-2 win for the Fish. If it was going to be lopsided, I'm so happy it was in this way. Jack McMullen, Kelly Sacco, taking you through this one. Listen, I say that because Tarek Skubal has been nearly untouchable so far this year. And I want to start with Skubal and then pivot to Sandy. Tarek Skubal, 3 1/3, 4 runs, 2 solo homers in the front 2 innings against him. He was working off back-to-back scoreless starts coming into this one against the White Sox, and then previously, I'm blanking on who it was, but Tarek Skubal, 14 consecutive scoreless innings. Marlins jumped on him right away. Skubal did exit the game early after 3 1/3 with left side tightness. He's undergoing further evaluation. We will likely have more information tomorrow for a guy that is destined to win back-to-back American League Cy Young Awards. What did you notice from the Marlins' plan of attack against Skubal today?
It's actually funny because we were asking Clayton McCullough about this, and we're saying, hey, do you try to look at one of his outings where he gave up 4 or more and try to see how they attacked him? The last time he gave up 4 was against the Angels, and Clayton was telling us he was watching that game. Right. So, but even in that game, he's saying, oh my goodness, it's just like, hey, they just kind of found a way and they just got a hold of a couple of pitches. Well, that's exactly what the Marlins did this time around. First, it was Agustin Ramirez with his 20th home run of the season in his first at-bat of the game in the first inning. So jumped out to that 1-0 lead. Then Heriberto Hernandez led off the second inning with a home run, another solo shot. And then they just kept adding on. You had Wagaman with a double. And then you had Sanoja with a fielder's choice, which scored Wagaman. And then later in the game, you had the RBI double by Sanoja, tacked in 2 more runs. So what I saw, in especially those with Ramirez, with Hernandez, with Wagaman, were pitches that leaked in the center of the plate and they didn't miss them.
Yep.
You weren't going to get, listen, a guy like Skubal, he doesn't miss a lot. He's human. He's going to miss. The question is, are you going to make him pay for it? And that's exactly what the Marlins did.
You better not miss the miss.
Don't miss the miss.
And they did not miss the miss tonight. They tagged Rafael Montero for a run. They also got Paddock for 3 more. Story tonight on the Marlins side is Mr. Sandy Alcantara. Right. He met the moment and exceeded the moment. The line on Sandy today, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, just 1 earned on the solo homer from Riley Green. He punched out 8 and did not walk anyone. Sandy Alcantara, 96 pitches, 72 for strikes. Kelly Sacco asked you in game after he was lifted for a letter grade for this one, and you said clear cut A. Why was it an A for you?
For several different reasons. We talked about this during the game. Sandy, early on in the season, it always seems that one inning got away from him. That one inning, more often than not, being the fourth, which is generally the second time through the order. Second time through the order, it looked like Sandy really wasn't mixing things up. The hitters kind of knew, okay, they saw him the first time through. He was attacking them the same exact way, and the hitters were making the adjustments. And things would start to spiral against Sandy. This time through, led those first 3 innings with the curveball, 33% of the time through that pitch. By the end of the game, it was the changeup that led the way, 25%. Went very heavy on the change the second half. So now you've got these hitters, second time through against Sandy, third time through, still on their heels because they're like, okay, well, he attacked me this way. I'm expecting, I'm sitting curve, and all of a sudden you're getting change.
Yeah.
So I think he did a very good job of mixing his pitches and keeping hitters off balance.
And we were talking about it. Like, you look at the season as a macro, he throws a pitch no more than 23% of the time,
Right.
no less than like 16% of the time. And at the end of the day, that was the case today. It just
Exactly.
happened in a different sequence. I would say get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. But you're sticking around for the fireworks presented by our good friends at Ocean Bank. So you know what? Enjoy the fireworks. And we will talk to you
Enjoy the
tomorrow.
post-game show. I'll be listening.
Thank you so much. All right. We will not step aside. Instead, Stephen got to talk to his guy. Wag Attack had himself a day again. Stephen Strom standing by with Eric Wagaman.
Eric, tonight we talked about Sandy and Scooble. How did Sandy tonight meet the moment?
I mean, I think that's just kind of what he's done his whole career. Like, it doesn't really matter who he's matched up with. Nothing phases him. He just goes out there and does his thing. It was just an awesome performance by him tonight, and you just love to see that.
We were discussing how you guys should attack Scooble. There's not a ton of film on him when he struggled. In a way, was it almost beneficial that none of you guys have ever seen him before?
Yeah, probably in a way. I think we went up there with the mindset of just, like, we know he's got really, really good stuff, so we're just going to go up there, compete, attack him early, and I think that's exactly what we did. We didn't fall into too many deep counts, and yeah, it worked out. Unfortunately, I feel like he took himself out of the game, but before that, it was a good game plan for us.
What's been the emphasis for you offensively over this past month?
Just, I think, like, staying confident. I think working on things in the cage every single day, really treating each pitcher differently, and not just like going up there thinking about mechanics all the time. I think my mechanics are in a good spot, and so it's easier to game plan and attack each pitcher differently. So I think that's been giving me some success.
How do you stay confident sometimes when you don't see the results?
It's really it's tough. You lean on your teammates, your coaches, and you push through it. You know you're a good player, and that's pretty much it.
Thanks for the time, Mike.
Thanks, Steven.
All right, Jack.
All right, that was Stephen and Eric Wagaman. Thank you so much to Wags for taking the time, and he is right. That's who Sandy's been his entire career. Such awesome stuff. I got to close the windows. The fireworks just started. Highlights when we come back on the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network. Xavier lifts off. He goes high in the air, out to right and deep. Cruz is looking up at the wall. He leaps up, and it's gone. It just snuck over the short wall. I think Dylan Cruz, yeah, he leaped up. That got right to the left of his glove, and that snuck over that short porch. Xavier Edwards hits a 3-run blast, and there's your breathing room for the Fish. 8-3 in the bottom of the 8th. This one blistered at 113 from Wagaman. 0-1. That one blistered out to left, falling quickly. Lyle dives. It gets right past him. It rolls all the way to the wall. Marcy in from third. Here comes Mesa all the way from first. Throw coming home up the line a little bit, and Wagaman pushes to third. It's a 2-run double, and that doubles the Marlins lead. 4-0 Fish in the home 8.
It was amazing.
The picture burned into my brain as Weimer hits one high in the sky out to left. Lyle working back shy of the track. He makes the catch. That is deep enough. Wagaman will come in and score. A sacrifice fly.
You're listening to the 10th Inning Show on the Marlins Radio Network.
Good win for the Fish tonight. 8-2, the final score. The Marlins get the W over the Detroit Tigers. How did this ball game sound? Well, we were thinking we weren't going to have much to play for you tonight, but we've got plenty of balls that left the ballpark. Sandy Alcantara looked really good in the top of the first inning. He came out throwing the ball really hard, snapping off the curveball to Kelly Sacco's point, and he was incredibly effective. Then in the bottom of the first, Tarek Skubal, he had a 3-pitch punch out of Xavier Edwards to open up the bottom of the first inning. He got him on that changeup that has been the best pitch in all of Major League Baseball. But then he made a mistake, and Agustin Ramirez pounced. 1-0 pitch. That one hammered out to left and deep. That is gone. You got to clip him at least once. And Agustin Ramirez does it early. Home run number 20 on the year. And he gets to Skubal. 111 off the bat. And it's 1-0 Fish in the bottom of the first. Said you got to clip him at least once. They clipped him twice to open the bottom of the second. How about Heriberto Hernandez? Once for Agustin Ramirez. 1-2. That one line down the right field line. Kerry Carpenter working back. He looks up. It looks like it hit over the short porch. I think that is gone. Yes, it is. Big Bert gets Skubal again. They've clipped a couple. That an opposite field shot against Skubal. Hernandez with home run number 8 on the year. And the Fish double their advantage. It's 2-0 in the bottom of the second. So Heriberto Hernandez with his 8th homer, Agustin Ramirez with his 20th, and those were homers 16 and 17 against Skubal this year. He came in with 180 innings under his belt and just 15 home runs allowed. Later on in the frame, Eric Wagaman, he shot a double into right center field. Maximo Acosta was hit by a pitch, and Javier Sinoja had a productive out. Corner infielders pinched in middle playing back. And Sinoja one-hops one over to second. Torres spins. He fires to short for one. They will hold it there. Sweeney does not fire a return throw. And that's an RBI fielder's choice to plate Wagaman from third. Sinoja aboard. It's 3-0 Marlins in the bottom of the second. So they jumped out to that 3-0 lead. Detroit did get on the board in the top of the fourth inning, thanks to their home run leader, Riley Green. 2-2. That one hit high in the sky. Straightaway center. Marcy back at the track, at the wall. He jumps up, and it's gone. That might have been the highest homer hit at Lone Depot Park this year. That was a sky-scraping shot from Riley Green. It's home run number 34 on the year. And the Tigers are on the board. It's 3-1 in the top of the fourth. But then the Marlins got right back to it. Heriberto Hernandez hit a leadoff knock in the bottom of the fourth. Eric Wagaman then flat out to center field. And like we told you in segment 1, Tarek Skubal, he went gripping at his left side. He was removed from the game. And the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner, per the Tigers, was removed from the game due to left side tightness. He's undergoing further evaluation as we speak. We will likely have more information either in a matter of moments or tomorrow before the contest. But after Skubal was lifted, Maximo Acosta, he ripped a single, and Javier Sinoja found turf in shallow center field. First pitch to Javi Sinoja. That one flicked into shallow center field. Long run for Sweeney. And Meadows, he dives and it gets down for a base hit. They're sending Acosta around third, and the throw came into the infield, not to home plate. That is a 2-run bloop double for Javier Sinoja, and the Fish are jumping on Detroit. 5-1 in the bottom of the fourth. And then the big blow in the bottom of the sixth inning. Leadoff walk to Heriberto Hernandez from Chris Paddock, a new arm to the contest. Eric Wagaman then lined a single through the left side, and Joey Weimer pummeled a baseball. 0-1. Weimer drills out to left and deep. That's a no-doubt blast. Joey Weimer. The Fish are pouring it on Friday night. A 3-run bomb. 8-1 Marlins in the bottom of the 6th. Weimer drilled his 3rd homer as a Marlin in just his 15th game, and this guy through 15 games has 11 RBIs. Sandy Alcantara was cruising, but a single and a double from Carpenter and Riley Green. That put runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out in the top of the 7th. He then got a strikeout of Spencer Torkelson. He got a strikeout of Colt Keith. Unfortunately, slight misfire and slight error from Agustin Ramirez played the 2nd run against Sandy. 0-1. That misses low, and that 5-hole to Augustine. That will get back to the backstop, and both guys up 90 feet. Carpenter in to score on what could be a passed ball. So Green pushes to 3rd. Carpenter in to score. That is a passed ball, and it's 8-2 Marlins in the top of the 7th. But that is where Sandy's day came to a close. He got Trey Sweeney to bounce out, and again, the final line on Sandy, 7 innings, a 2-run ball, just 1 run earned. He struck out 8 and did not walk anyone. Excellent start from Sandy Alcantara. You will hear from him a little bit later on in the 10th inning show. And the Marlins bullpen, they did their job. Cade Gibson with a scoreless 8th, and George Soriano stranded 1 in the top of the 9th to finish the job. One of the 2 famous quarterbacks to go to Eastern Illinois. 1-1 in for a called strike, 1 and 2.
No.
You had 2 options.
Is it gonna be? No, go.
Tony Romo, Jimmy Garoppolo. Those were the 2.
Yeah, I was never gonna get that.
It's a weird school. I was thinking, maybe you would associate
going
that.
to get that.
Oh, well. 1-2.
Oh, goodness.
That one a bouncing ball to the backhand of the second baseman, Edwards. He comes around it. He applies the tag on Keith, who is making his way to second, and the ball game is over. 4 unassisted on the fielder's choice. And what an offensive statement from the Miami Marlins tonight. They get the win over the visiting Detroit Tigers 8-2. They jump on Scooble. That was how this ball game sounded. When we come back, we'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th inning show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network. 80. Saw that in the Luzardo return this offseason and the Sanchez return.
2-2, a little chopper to second. Coming in is McNeil, throws to the plate, not in time. Diving in is Edwards, and the Marlins also get the benefit of getting Hicks aboard as McNeil went to the plate here at Citi Field. And a ground ball softly at right side, backhanded by Alonso, throws off the glove of Holmes, rounding 3rd now, and coming home is Liam Hicks, and the Marlins get a run. Johnston will go to 1. He's got 59 RBIs on the year. And a line drive base hit to left field. Rounding 3rd is Johnson. He'll score without a throw. Good response by the Marlins, taking advantage of a Met miscue and some timely hitting too. And the Marlins have 3 in the inning and a 4-2 lead. That was good to see. Hit it hard. Pitch on the way, driven and over the shortstop's head. Lindor base hit. Hit so hard, bobbled in left field. Now the green light from Blake Lally. He's run it well, and diving in and scoring is Jacob Marcy, who probably would have stopped if it wasn't bobbled by Nimmo in left field, but that was scorched. And Ramirez drives in the run. The Marlins have the lead.
April.
Otto Lopez is up, broken bat right side. McNeil fields, throws to the plate, slides, safe is the call at home plate. Liam Hicks went in the back door. Let's see if the Mets will challenge. Have scored 2 still. Only 1 out. He hits one in the air to shallow center. Ramirez going to 3rd. Mullins will grab. Ramirez going to try it. Throw to the plate is cut off, and Ramirez scored. Runner safe at second base. That was very important. The Mets are throwing to 3rd to see if Ramirez left early.
Beatty goes. The payoff pitch is lifted out to center field. That's hanging up for Hill. Long run in for him. Hill dives, and he makes the catch. Derek Hill. This guy covers so much ground. All right, 10th inning show is rolling on here. Great win for the Fish, 8-2 over the Detroit Tigers. Let's hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, after this one.
Start with Sandy. We came in billing this one as the Cy Young against Cy Young, and he was tremendous tonight. What did you see from him?
Yeah, Sandy, for me, this was from pitch one till the end. We know he's been on a really good run lately, but this for me was his most complete start. And you saw the 70 some odd strikes and 96 pitches. We looked up there at like 1 point after 3 innings, and the ball to strike ratio was, and it wasn't just the ball to strike, it was the quality of the pitches. It seemed like that he could really throw any pitch at any time. His changeup was very good. His breaking stuff, the ability to get it in the zone and then expand down below. He used his sinker well. So it was, really, you could tell pitch one, it felt like he was just in a really great rhythm and in control. And, another outstanding one. But tonight for me was the most complete from pitch one till the end.
Well, Scooble leaves with the injury, but you guys were on him from the jump. What did you think of your team's offensive approach from very early in the game?
Yeah, we were great. We were going to come out and be aggressive, and there's going to be some swing and miss involved there. There's going to be some strikeouts, and he's just a tough customer to try to score off of. And Gus got an elevated four seam, put a really good swing on it. Bert as well. So we got some extra base hits early, and Sanoha just putting the ball in play there to cash in another one. So I think that that was the plan going in. And at least we felt like that was our best shot against him, was to go up there and be aggressive and be ready to hit early on, and hope that you were able to, just get a few hits either in succession or do some damage.
For you guys, it's the first time winning 3 in a row since the Yankee series. And to see your team at this point in the year kind of rally together to have this many good offensive nights in a row, this many good pitching performances in a row, what does it show you about this team?
I think it's the continued resiliency this group has shown all year. I mean, we've had periods where we've been down, whether that be games or stretches of games, and they always seem to pull themselves off the mat and continue to fight. And I think we're seeing that again now. And I think the big part, 3 games in a row, really we've gone about 25 innings straight without walking a batter. And so that's a big, really big key to having success. And offensively, we've really the last 4 or 5 games swung the bats well, strung some innings together. And the Weimer homer tonight, just where it was to be able to extend the lead like that was huge for us. So yeah, that's what it takes. You have to pitch well and offensively do your part to string some wins together. And right now we've done that.
With Gus, just 20 homers as a catcher. Been scuffling the last month or so. Just what had you seen from, I guess, him at the plate, and then just the milestone he was able to get to?
Yeah, Carson brought it up in the dugout. He did it, and he looked up and he's like, "That's 20 homers for a rookie catcher. Like, that's a really impressive feat." So, I think it's easy to get sometimes lost in one game after another and recent performance. But I think, we step back and look at the big picture with what Gus has been able to do offensively this year, and it's been incredibly impressive. And for us, the best part of this is we believe there's so much more in there. We think, Gus, in particular, offensively has much more room to grow, and that, 20 might, be his floor, that this is something he's very capable of and more year in and year out. So, great for him to get that. But he's put together a really, really fantastic rookie year at a demanding position.
Going back to Sandy, just the way he's been finishing this second half, but especially the last month and a half, what have you learned from him, and how important it's going to be for him to carry this into, to the off season and have a full off season, normal like it was in the past for him before the injury, and knowing that he can carry that into spring training?
Yeah, I think tonight felt like vintage Sandy, and I think what we've seen the last 4, 5, 6 starts from Sandy has been such a 180 from how things started. And I think a lot of that is we've seen the command of his pitches and the execution, be it the rate and level that made him great. And so said it a few times, but believe it was this was going to happen. It was more of it wasn't a matter of if, more like when it was going to happen type of thing. And so right now he certainly feels great about where he is and how he's performing, and will be able to finish off the season on a very strong note, take that into the off season where, this one, it will be much different, where, the rehab is done, been healthy, you finish to, get through a full season, make every start, and, really take some confidence into next year that what we've seen here down the stretch is more indicative of Sandy the pitcher than, the one early on coming off of the rehab.
When prepping for Scooble, was there an element of benefit? Maybe these guys have never faced him before.
Potentially. Yeah. I mean, they, go in there and not know how good the changeup is and the heater. And, it was like, you know what, go up there, guys, go up there tonight and just like, let it fly. And trust me, like there's going to be some swing and miss. You're going to look foolish on a changeup. There's going to be some strikeouts associated with that, but like our best way to beat him is just to go up there and, hope you get something, elevated that you can put a good swing on. So, potentially not having seen him before is advantageous. I don't know.
Touch on the impact that Weimer has provided to your offense, especially against left-handed pitching, third home run as a Marlin, a brief amount of opportunities.
Yeah, he's come up with some big hits for us, and he's put together good at bats first left. He slugged some at an element of power, in our lineup. As you mentioned, he's had really good at bats first left, and the defense that he plays has been top shelf. So he fits right in with our group. This guy loves to play. He's highly competitive and wants to win. So he's been a real nice shot in the arm for us the last few weeks.
Thanks,
Joey Weimer, noted shot in the arm. Great stuff from Clayton McCullough. And I love this question from Steven, and you've heard it now asked to Eric Wagaman and Clayton McCullough. And I was thinking, it's hard to go in, even if you've never seen him in a game. My thought was, I guess there's like maybe no benefit because you're prepped for Tarek Skubal and like everybody knows what Skubal can do. But Wag said, there's a possibility that they, we're actually better off going into this kind of with a blank slate against Skubal. Everybody was 0 for 0. Nobody had ever seen him before. And Clayton McCullough said, certainly a possibility. So I am curious, like if that was the case, you ask 1 through 9 in that lineup, if they feel like they had not an advantage, but maybe, ignorance is bliss type of sensation when facing Skubal. I will say nobody in Detroit's lineup wants to see Sandy Alcantara again. It was the first time in his career that Sandy faced the Tigers. It is the Tigers were the last team that Sandy had not faced in his major league career, and Sandy was spectacular. 7 innings, 1 earned run. He K'd 8, didn't walk anyone. Let's hear from Sandy after his start.
Get out of there.
We are not going to listen to that. It was super slow-mo. I'm not sure what's going on there. I will try and rework this and see if I can send a new one.
I've never heard that before, Jack.
Ever before. I have no idea what happened. I did the classic thing, drag it from text into Adobe Audition and send it off to Ahmed. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our final break. We're going to come back. Steve's got takes, and then hopefully we can hear from Sandy. Okay? 10th Inning Show concludes next after an 8-2 win for the Fish over the Tigers on the Marlins Radio Network. Saw that in the Luzardo return this offseason and the Sanchez return.
2-2, a little chopper to second. Coming in is McNeil, throws to the plate, not in time. Diving in is Edwards, and the Marlins also get the benefit of getting Hicks aboard as McNeil went to the plate here at Citi Field. And a ground ball softly at right side. Back in it by Alonso. Throws off the glove of Holmes. Rounding third now. And coming home is Liam Hicks. And the Marlins get a run. Johnston will go to 1. He's got 59 RBIs on the year. And a line drive base hit to left field. Rounding third is Johnston. He'll score without a throw. Good response by the Marlins, taking advantage of a Met miscue and some timely hitting too. And the Marlins have 3 in the inning and a 4-2 lead. That was good to see. Hit it hard. Pitch on the way. Driven and over the shortstop's head. Lindor base hit. Hit so hard. Bobbled in left field. Now the green light from Blake Lally. He's run it well and diving in and scoring is Jacob Marcy, who probably would have stopped if it wasn't bobbled by Nimmo in left field. But that was scorched. And Ramirez drives in the run. The Marlins have the lead.
April.
Otto Lopez is up, broken bat right side. McNeil fields, throws to the plate, slides, safe is the call at home plate. Liam Hicks went in the back door. Let's see if the Mets will challenge. Have scored 2 still. Only 1 out. He hits one in the air to shallow center. Ramirez going to third. Mullins will grab. Ramirez going to try it. Throw to the plate is cut off, and Ramirez scored. Runner safe at second base. That was very important. The Mets are throwing to third to see if Ramirez left early.
Beatty goes. The payoff pitch is lifted out to center field. That's hanging up for Hill. Long run in for him. Hill dives, and he makes the catch. Derek Hill. All right, 10th inning show is wrapping up on the Marlins radio network. We're going to play you Sandy Alcantara in a moment after an 8-2 win for the Fish over the Detroit Tigers. But we are going a little mobile right now. If you're with us on X and YouTube, I'm moving my laptop and I'm showing Steven because his camera is not working.
See, here we go. I'm on.
You
I'm
got?
good.
Are you on?
I'm on. I'm here, baby.
There we go. You kind of look like the moon landing, but that's okay. Steven Strom, give us your thoughts on this.
Yeah, look, I mean, this is about Sandy Alcantara tonight, and for me, Jack, it was a reminder. We're in it every single day. I mean, we're radio broadcasters for the Miami Marlins, so we see the work between every fifth with Sandy Alcantara. But I'm just so fired up for not only the franchise, but for Sandy Alcantara himself, because tonight felt like a reminder around the league. And again, we're hoping the best for Tarek Skubal, like awesome pitcher. I think still going to win the Cy Young no matter what happens. But for Sandy to come out here, go 7 innings, give up 1 earned run, punch out 8. The mix was awesome. The swag was awesome. Like Kelly had hit on it multiple times. There's a look, there's a walk, there's just a demeanor of Sandy right now. This rhythm, this flow state that he's able to obtain, very quickly when Sandy is on, and you knew early that it was going to be Sandy's night. But for me, it was awesome to just, again, this was a reminder that Sandy Alcantara, that guy is in there. Like Sandy mode is in there. Clayton McCullough called it the most complete start of Sandy's 2025. And Jack, if my math is never right, but he should have 4 more starts or 3 more starts after this one tonight. And, who knows? You look at the ERA, man, it just continues to, go down and down. And for a guy that was sitting in the 7s and in the 8s at times in the season, Jack, for him to get it to, I think, what is he at, 5-ish now? If he can somehow, some way, and it's going to take a lot, but if he can somehow, some way get to 4.99, it would be a remarkable feat for him to do that in what was a incredibly frustrating start to the 2025 year.
Sandy Alcantara, if my math is right, will start next Thursday in Colorado. He will start the following Tuesday in Philadelphia, and then he will start the final game of the regular season against the Mets.
So how cool would that be?
Yeah. So opening day starter gets the final game 162 against the New York Mets, and that could have wild card implications on New York. We will see what happens on that front. So that is really exciting stuff as it pertains to Sandy Alcantara, and it'll be fun to see him match up with Mark Vientos again if he does get that opportunity. Let's hear from Sandy after his start tonight.
Sandy, what was it that worked for you so well tonight to have what Clayton just referred to as your most complete start of the season?
First of all, I want to say thanks, God, for keeping me healthy in the game and let me do my job. I think everything was great today, so since I was warming up in the bullpen, I feel like I'm going to have a great day, so you guys can see what I was doing during the game. Every time I head on the count, striking out people, and I feel good about it.
You were going head-to-head with Tarek Skubal who won the Cy Young last year. Obviously, you won the Cy Young a few years ago. Was there any extra little motivation that kind of got you going, get the adrenaline going for a start where you're going head-to-head with another, ace?
I think no, so it's just a pitching match, just be out there and try to win the game, so I think he's not the same, so he's a great pitcher, I feel bad for him because he got hurt, so hopefully he's okay. But we're very happy because we win the game, and it was a great game by both sides today.
Sandy, the broadcast caught you, I guess, talking to Gus after your start. Just what's sort of been the developing relationship with the two of you, and just what he's been able to accomplish as a rookie catcher at 21?
Nothing crazy out there, So I just was telling him thank you for catching the game today, like always. Nothing about the pass button, nothing like that. It's just a game, and you can't control what can happen out there, And he's been doing great, So he's getting better day by day. You guys can see earlier the season he just missed a lot of ball, like pass ball and everything, and he's making the adjustment. And yeah, this game is like that. Just one day you miss a lot of ball, next day you hit like the most hard that you can, so you just came here and win the game.
How has that changeup developed as the season's gone on?
My changeup? Oh, always good. So early in the season, I can throw a first strike, and I think I trust my changeup better than my four seam, So and you guys see today a lot of changeup, So that was the plan. Yeah, when you have your best pitch working, you gotta throw it.
How much does it help when you see your offense provide you some early run support, in the early innings? What does it do for you when you're on the mound?
It feels good, So especially when you get the lead in the first inning, So my teammates they did a great job today. Scoring run for me to win the game. Yeah, it feels great because they was making great play behind me today. Yeah, everybody was tremendous behind me today on defensively and hitting part.
The pitch to Riley Green, the curveball, what were you going to do with that pitch? And were you also surprised that ball was able to get out of the ballpark?
I think that was the right pitch, and just missed a little bit the location, so it wasn't like too much in the middle. But yeah, he just get on there. He's a power hitter. I don't know how the ball get out of the field, but yeah, he just hit it well.
All right, that was Sandy Alcantara after this start. Supreme confidence in El Cambio for El Caballo. He loves that changeup, man. And I understand it. Won him a Cy Young in 2022, and it was excellent today. He was changeup heavy to get him through the end of his start, and man, was he electric tonight.
I got one more take, Jack. Can I give you one more take?
What you got?
How about the Wagaman-Weimer combo? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's good.
Are you kidding me?
There's some sort of connection there.
I don't know. When I see him in the lineup now, I get a little giddy. I mean, they provided some, honest to God, they have provided some offensive punch in the lineup for the Marlins. Like, I don't know what the mind, the brainchild behind it is like, okay, Wagaman and then Weimer, but it's working. When Wagaman gets on, Weems brings him in.
I'm telling you, if you go to Green Street Cafe in Coconut Grove tomorrow, you might see those two sharing a bite tomorrow morning.
Listen, I'll buy breakfast on me.
Wow.
On me, never on me.
4:10 tomorrow. That's our first pitch. Jansen Junk against Charlie Morton. Junk with a 4.48 ERA. Morton started the year with Baltimore. He is in Detroit now. He's got a 5.59 ERA, but Steven mentioned Charlie Morton is a familiar face. Spent a lot of time in Atlanta. 4:10 first pitch, 3:30 Marlins on deck with Steve-O. Huge thank you to Ahmed Jordan in studio. We are on WIOD tomorrow. Reminder that 610 WIOD. Gator football is on Fox Sports 940.
What a pro you are. Oh, what a pro you are.
Remembered. For Kelly Sacco, for Steven Strom, I'm Jack McMullen saying so long. 8-2 the win for the Fish over the Detroit Tigers. And this has been a win. This has been a win, yes. And a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeart.